In this particular video, Mike, along with two of his friends, decided to explore an abandoned car park located somewhere in Poland. As the explorers began their video and entered the building, they immediately mentioned that the building was huge and was unlike anything that they had explored before. During the initial minutes of their exploration, they also noticed that the building was in a terrible condition, and almost every surface was either covered in graffiti or was on the verge of collapsing. As they explored further, they decided to make their way onto the roof. During this time, they also discovered several signs suggesting that someone might have been inside the building recently. But fortunately for the explorers, they didn't hear or see anything that indicated that anyone was currently within the building. The explorers, thinking that the building was just an old, abandoned parking lot, decided to go back down and end their exploration. However, as they were walking down the stairs, that's when they stumbled upon something truly disturbing.
Ale zdjęcia ostatnio będziemy robić, nie? Co się zrobić? Co? Tak wiesz? Co ja robisz? Kurwa, obiecuję ci.
As the explorers were walking down the stairs, they suddenly noticed some type of yellow jacket or a blanket sticking out of the room. The explorers, unsure if someone was inside the room, immediately ran off and went up the stairs. For the next several minutes, they remained on the edge of the staircase, all while they debated whether to go inside the room to investigate or simply just leave the building. But they ultimately decided to go inside the room and investigate, regardless of any potential presence. However, as soon as they approached the room, that's when they encountered something that sent them running out of the building.
Chodź, patrz, ja tu też. Obiecuję ci, że tam kurwa. Widzisz tę żółtę? Przecież tu kurwa nikogo nie ma, debilu zajebany. Jak tu nie ma? I co?
To the explorers' absolute shock, as soon as they noticed the yellow jacket and entered the room, a man suddenly started screaming and began chasing them. The explorers, absolutely terrified for their lives, immediately ran up the stairs and made their way onto the roof. However, the video abruptly cuts off before the explorers provided any updates on how they managed to leave the building, or if any of them got hurt. But based on the fact that they didn't provide any further information regarding any injuries, even after uploading the video, it's more likely that none of the explorers were injured, and they likely found a different exit to make their way out of the building. It's still a mystery who the man was, along with what his true intentions were. But based on everything that the explorers encountered within the building, it's plausible that the man was either a homeless individual or a squatter who didn't want anyone inside the building. When the individual realized that the explorers were approaching the room and were closing in on him, he started screaming and began chasing them in an attempt to scare them out of the building. But regardless of the man's identity or motive, it's still a good thing that the explorers weren't attacked by the individual and they managed to escape the potentially dangerous situation without any harm.